The crash. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly before Commander Zara Novak as she piloted her small exploration vessel, the Stargazer, through an uncharted sector of the galaxy. Her mission, a routine survey of potential habitable planets, had taken an unexpected turn when the ship's long-range sensors detected an anomalous energy signature emanating from a nearby solar system. Zara's curiosity, the very trait that had propelled her to the top of Earth's space exploration corps, got the better of her. She decided to investigate, knowing full well that she was pushing the boundaries of her mission parameters. As the Stargazer approached the source of the energy signature, a stunning azure planet came into view, its surface a mesmerizing swirl of deep blues and vibrant greens. Incredible, Zara breathed, her dark eyes widening as she took in the sight. She had seen countless planets during her career, but something about this one felt different, almost magnetic. As she prepared to enter the planet's orbit for a closer scan, a sudden alarm blared through the cockpit. Warning. Unknown energy field detected. Ship's systems compromised. The Stargazer's AI announced, its usually calm voice tinged with urgency. Zara's hands flew over the control panel, her years of training kicking in as she attempted to stabilize the rapidly failing systems. But it was no use. The ship shuddered violently, caught in the grip of an invisible force that seemed to be pulling it towards the planet's surface. Mayday, Mayday. This is Commander Zara Novak of the Earth vessel Stargazer. I've lost control and am on a collision course with an uncharted planet in sector. Zara's distress call was cut short as the ship's communication system went dark. She gritted her teeth, bracing for impact as the Stargazer plummeted through the planet's atmosphere. The descent was a blur of heat, noise, and jarring impacts. Zara's last conscious thought before blackness claimed her was a wry acknowledgement of her own recklessness. Curiosity killed the cat, she muttered, and now it might have killed the commander too. When Zara regained consciousness, the first thing she noticed was the rich, earthy smell of soil and vegetation. Her eyes fluttered open, adjusting to the soft, purple-tinged light that filtered through a canopy of enormous, iridescent leaves high above her. She was lying on her back, surrounded by the twisted wreckage of the Stargazer. Gingerly, she sat up, assessing her injuries. Besides a throbbing headache and various cuts and bruises, she seemed to be largely intact. Her survival suit had protected her from the worst of the crash. As Zara got to her feet, she realized with a start just how massive the vegetation around her was. The trees towered hundreds of meters into the sky, their trunks wider than any redwood she had ever seen on Earth. Where the hell am I? She wondered aloud, her voice sounding small in the vast alien forest. As if in answer to her question, a low rumble shook the ground. At first, Zara thought it might be an earthquake, but the rhythmic nature of the vibrations suggested something else entirely. Something was moving through the forest, something big. Zara's hand instinctively went to her hip, where her plasma pistol usually sat, only to find an empty holster. The weapon must have been lost in the crash. Unarmed and alone on an alien world, she felt a flicker of fear, but quickly suppressed it. She was a trained explorer after all. She had prepared for situations like this, even if the reality was far more intimidating than any simulation. The rumbling grew louder, and suddenly, the massive foliage parted. Zara's jaw dropped as she beheld the source of the disturbance. Before her stood a being unlike anything she had ever encountered in all her years of space exploration. The creature, no, the person, was humanoid in shape, but on a scale that defied belief. Standing at least 5 times Zara's height, the being looked down at her with eyes that shimmered like opals, set in a face that was at once alien and strikingly beautiful. The giant's skin had a faint, silvery sheen to it, and what Zara had initially mistaken for clothing appeared to be some kind of bioluminescent moss growing in intricate patterns across their body. "I am Lysandra," the giant spoke, their voice a melodious rumble that Zara felt as much as heard. "You are not of this world, little one. How have you come to be in the realm of the Aetherians? Zara swallowed hard, her mind racing to process the situation. The being before her was clearly intelligent and seemed to be speaking English, though how that was possible, she couldn't begin to guess. Drawing on her diplomatic training, she straightened her posture and addressed the giant. "I am Commander Zara Novak of Earth," she said, her voice steadier than she felt. "My ship crashed here due to an unexpected energy field. I mean no harm or intrusion to your people." Lysandra's opalescent eyes narrowed slightly, a look of curiosity crossing their features. "Earth," they repeated, as if tasting the word. "We have heard whispers of your kind, but never before has a human set foot on our world. This is unexpected." Before Zara could respond, more of the giant beings emerged from the forest, each as tall and striking as Lysandra. They conversed among themselves in a language that sounded like wind chimes and rushing water, occasionally glancing down at Zara with expressions ranging from wonder to suspicion. One of the newcomers, adorned with what looked like a headdress made of living, shifting vines, stepped forward. "I am Elder Thorn," they announced. "Your arrival is most unusual, Commander Zara Novak of Earth. We must determine if you pose a threat to our people." Zara felt a chill run down her spine at the elder's words, but she stood her ground. "I assure you, I am here by accident, not with any hostile intent. I am an explorer seeking only to learn about new worlds and cultures. If anything, I am at your mercy." Elder Thorn exchanged glances with the others before nodding slowly. "Very well. You will be brought to our city, where the Council of Elders will decide your fate. Lysandra, you will be responsible for our guest." As Lysandra reached down to scoop Zara up, the human commander couldn't help but feel a mix of terror and exhilaration. She was about to become the first human to experience a civilization of these incredible beings. Despite the danger of her situation, the explorer in her thrilled at the opportunity. The journey to the Aetherian city was a blur of enormous flora and fauna, each more fantastical than the last. Zara, cradled in Lysandra's hand, peppered her giant guide with questions about their world, their species, and their culture. Lysandra, seemingly amused by the humans' curiosity, answered what they could, though many concepts seemed difficult to translate. As they emerged from the dense forest, Zara gasped at the sight before her. The Aetherian city was a marvel of organic architecture, with massive structures that seemed to have grown from the very earth itself. Bioluminescent plants provided lighting, and what appeared to be some form of anti-gravity technology allowed for floating platforms and walkways connecting the towering buildings. Lysandra carried Zara to a central structure, a colossal tree-like building that pulsed with an inner light. "This is the Hall of Elders," Lysandra explained. "Here, your fate will be decided." Inside, Zara found herself placed on a platform before a semicircle of Aetherian elders, each more regal and imposing than the last. The air hummed with an energy that made her skin tingle, and she realized that the Aetherians were communicating on levels beyond just verbal speech. Elder Thorn addressed the assembly. "Esteemed council, we have brought before you a being from a distant world, a human who claims to have arrived here by accident. We must now determine what this means for our people and what is to be done with her." As the elders debated, their voices a symphony of chimes and whispers, Zara stood tall, her heart racing but her resolve firm. She knew that whatever happened next would not only determine her own fate, but potentially the future relationship between humanity and this incredible species. Little did Zara know that her arrival on this world was about to set in motion a chain of events that would challenge everything she thought she knew about herself, her species, and the very nature of life in the universe. The Aetherians, for all their advanced technology and imposing presence, were facing a crisis that only a human might be able to solve, and Zara, the accidental explorer, was about to be offered a proposition that would test the very limits of her humanity. As the council's deliberations continued, Zara caught Lysandra's eye. The giant being gave her what she interpreted as a reassuring smile. Whatever was about to happen, Zara knew one thing for certain: her life would never be the same again. The cosmic proposition. As the Council of Elders concluded their deliberations, a hush fell over the massive chamber. Zara stood, her heart pounding, as Elder Thorn approached. The Aetherians' bioluminescent patterns pulsed with an intensity that seemed to reflect the gravity of the moment. Commander Zara Novak of Earth, Elder Thorn's voice resonated through the hall. Your arrival on our world is no mere coincidence. The cosmos has a way of bringing solutions when they are most needed. Zara's brow furrowed. I don't understand. What do you mean by solutions? Elder Thorn's opalescent eyes shimmered with a mix of hope and desperation. Our civilization, for all its advancements, stands on the brink of extinction. We face a crisis that threatens the very core of our existence. The revelation sent a shockwave through Zara. These beings, with their incredible technology and harmony with nature, facing extinction. It seemed impossible. But how? Zara asked, her explorer's curiosity overriding her apprehension. Your world seems so vibrant, so full of life. Another elder, introduced as Celeste, stepped forward. Her form seemed to shimmer with starlight, giving the impression that she held galaxies within her being. Appearances can be deceiving, little one, Celeste said, her voice like the whisper of solar winds. Our longevity and advanced evolution have come at a cost. We can no longer reproduce naturally. Each generation becomes fewer in number, our genetic diversity dwindling. Zara's mind raced, trying to grasp the implications. But surely, with your level of technology, you must have found a solution. Elder Thorn shook his head, causing ripples of light to cascade across his form. We have tried countless methods, explored every avenue our science could conceive, but the answer eludes us, until now. A holographic display materialized in the center of the chamber, showing a double helix that Zara recognized as DNA. Alongside it, another structure appeared, similar yet fundamentally different. This, Elder Celeste gestured to the alien structure, is the core of our genetic makeup. And this, she pointed to the human DNA, is yours. We believe the key to our survival lies in the fusion of these two distinct but compatible codes. Zara's eyes widened as the implication dawned on her. You want to use human DNA to save your species. Not just any human DNA, Elder Thorn said, his gaze fixed intently on Zara. Yours. The chamber fell silent as the weight of the statement settled over Zara. Her mind whirled with questions, implications, and a growing sense of the monumental nature of what was being asked of her. But why me? Zara finally managed to ask. Surely there are other humans who would be better suited, geneticists or... The compatibility we seek goes beyond mere genetics, Celeste interrupted softly. It requires a resonance of spirit, a harmony of essence that we have not encountered in any other being. Until you. Lysandra, who had been silently observing, now spoke up. When I found you, I sensed something different. A spark, a potential that called out to the very core of what we are. Zara felt overwhelmed. Just hours ago, she had been on a routine mission. Now, she stood before an advanced alien civilization, being told that she might hold the key to their survival. It was like something out of the science fiction stories she had loved as a child, but this was all too real. What exactly are you asking of me? Zara inquired, her voice steady despite her inner turmoil. Elder Thorn's expression softened, showing a vulnerability that seemed at odds with his imposing stature. We ask for your help, Commander Novak. To work with us, to allow us to explore the potential of combining our genetic structures. It is not a small thing we ask, nor is it without risk. The process would require you to undergo changes, Celeste added. Your body would need to adapt to our world, to become compatible with our biology. It would be a journey of transformation, both physical and spiritual. Zara's mind reeled at the implications. Become compatible with their biology? Undergo changes. The scientist in her was fascinated, but the human in her was terrified. And if I refuse? Zara asked, needing to understand all her options. The elders exchanged glances, a silent communication passing between them. It was Lysandra who answered, her voice gentle but tinged with sadness. "Then we will return you to your crash site, repair what we can of your vessel, and send you on your way. We are not in the habit of forcing our will upon others, even when our survival is at stake." Zara nodded, appreciating their honesty and the choice they were giving her. But something nagged at her. If I agreed, what would this mean for humanity? Would this lead to some kind of invasion or... Elder Thorn held up a massive hand, cutting off her concerns. "We have no interest in conquering or colonizing other worlds, Commander. Our aim is solely the survival of our own species. Any advancements or discoveries made would be shared with your people, should you wish it." The offer was incredible. Not only could she potentially save an entire civilization, but she could also bring back knowledge and advancements that could revolutionize human society. The explorer and scientist in her thrilled at the possibility. But the human in her, the part that longed for home and feared the unknown, hesitated. This wasn't just a mission or an expedition. This was a life-altering decision that would change her forever. I need time to think," Zara said finally. "This is not a decision I can make lightly." The elders nodded in understanding. "Of course," Celeste said. "We would expect nothing less. You will be given quarters to rest and reflect. Lysandra will be your guide and answer any questions you may have." As the meeting concluded and Zara was led away by Lysandra, her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. The fate of an entire species potentially rested in her hands. The opportunity for unparalleled scientific discovery lay before her, but at what cost to herself? As they walked through the bioluminescent corridors of the Aetherian city, Zara couldn't help but feel that she stood at a crossroads, not just for herself, but for two entire civilizations. Whatever she decided would ripple across the cosmos in ways she could scarcely imagine. Lysandra seemed to sense her turmoil. "Rest now, little one," the Aetherian said softly. "The path ahead is long, whichever way you choose to walk it." Zara nodded, gratefully sinking into the oddly comfortable, plant-like bed in her assigned quarters. As she drifted off to sleep, her dreams were filled with spiraling DNA helixes, shimmering giant beings, and the vast, unknown frontiers of space and evolution. Little did she know that her decision would not only shape the future of the Aetherians, but would also catapult humanity into a new era of cosmic understanding. The adventure that lay ahead would challenge everything she thought she knew about life, love, and the very nature of what it means to be human. Metamorphosis among the stars. As the twin suns of the Aetherian world rose, bathing the organic cityscape in a kaleidoscope of colors, Zara Novak stood at the precipice of the most monumental decision of her life. The past week had been a whirlwind of discovery, each day bringing new wonders and challenges that pushed the boundaries of her understanding. "Today's a day, isn't it?" Lysandra's melodic voice resonated through Zara's quarters. The Aetherian's towering form seemed to shimmer with anticipation. Zara nodded, her resolve firm despite the butterflies in her stomach. "I'm ready," she said, her voice steady. "I want to help your people, Lysandra. I want to be part of something greater than myself." Lysandra's opalescent eyes sparkled with emotion. "You honor us with your courage, little one. Come, the elders await." As they made their way through the living corridors of the city, Zara marveled at how quickly she had adapted to this alien world. The initial fear and disorientation had given way to a deep fascination and, surprisingly, a sense of belonging. The horde of elders hummed with an energy that made Zara's skin tingle. Elder Thorn and Celeste stood at the center, surrounded by a shimmering field of what looked like liquid starlight. "Commander Novak," Elder Thorn's voice reverberated through the chamber, "you have made your decision." Zara stepped forward, her head held high. "I have. I will help you. I will undergo the transformation to save your people." A collective sigh of relief seemed to ripple through the assembled Aetherians. Celeste approached, her form radiating warmth. "Your bravery will be remembered for generations to come, Zara of Earth. Are you prepared to begin?" Zara took a deep breath. "I am." What do I need to do? Elder Thorn gestured to the shimmering field. Step into the cosmic crucible. It will begin the process of aligning your genetic structure with ours. Be warned, the journey will not be easy. With a final glance at Lysandra, who gave an encouraging nod, Zara stepped into the field. Immediately, she felt as if every atom of her body was being pulled apart and reassembled. Color she had never seen before exploded behind her eyes, and knowledge of the universe seemed to flow directly into her mind. Days passed in a blur of sensation and transformation. Zara's body stretched and grew, her senses sharpened beyond anything she had ever experienced. She felt connected to the very essence of the Aetherian world, as if she could hear the whispers of the planet itself. When the process finally ended, Zara emerged changed in ways she could scarcely comprehend. She stood nearly as tall as Lysandra, her skin shimmering with a faint, starry glow. Her eyes, once dark brown, now swirled with galaxies. "Welcome, Zara," Elder Celeste said softly, "to your new life as a bridge between worlds." As Zara took her first steps in her new form, she realized that this was just the beginning. The real challenge lay ahead, using her unique status to help the Aetherians create a new generation and ensure the survival of their species. But there was more. As Zara explored her new abilities, she discovered she could tap into a cosmic network, a web of information and energy that spanned the galaxy. This stellar nexus, as the Aetherians called it, held secrets that could revolutionize human understanding of the universe. "Your transformation has opened doors we never thought possible," Elder Thorn explained. "You are now a cosmic conduit, able to channel energies and knowledge from across the stars." Zara's mind raced with the implications. Not only could she help save the Aetherians, but she could also bring unprecedented advancements back to Earth. Faster-than-light travel, clean limitless energy, cures for diseases, all seemed within reach through the stellar nexus. But as Zara delved deeper into her new role, she uncovered a startling truth. The Aetherians were not alone in their struggles. Other advanced civilizations across the galaxy faced similar challenges: evolutionary dead ends, resource depletion, cosmic threats. "We believe you are the key, Zara," Lysandra said, her voice filled with hope. "A bridge not just between humans and Aetherians, but between all sentient species in the galaxy." The realization hit Zara like a supernova. Her transformation hadn't just been about saving one species. It was about ushering in a new era of galactic cooperation and advancement. As news of the human-turned cosmic conduit spread across the stars, delegates from distant worlds began arriving on the Aetherian planet. Each brought their own challenges, hopes, and technologies. Zara found herself at the center of a grand cosmic exchange, facilitating communication and understanding between wildly diverse species. Her unique perspective as both human and Aetherian allowed her to bridge gaps that had existed for millennia. But not everyone welcomed this new paradigm. A faction of isolationist Aetherians, led by the enigmatic Elder Zorax, saw Zara's influence as a threat to their way of life. They believed that bringing other species into their world would lead to the dilution of their culture and the loss of their identity. As tensions rose, Zara realized that her greatest challenge lay not in the stars, but in the hearts and minds of those around her. Could she convince the isolationists that diversity and cooperation were the keys to not just survival, but thriving? With the fate of multiple civilizations hanging in the balance, Zara prepared to face her greatest test yet. She would need every ounce of her human ingenuity, her newfound Aetherian wisdom, and her unique ability to connect with the cosmic forces of the universe. As she stood on the precipice of a new galactic age, Zara Novak, once a lone human explorer, now a cosmic conduit, knew that the true journey was just beginning. The stars themselves seemed to pulse with anticipation, awaiting the next chapter in this unprecedented cosmic saga. Little did anyone know that far beyond the reaches of known space, ancient forces were stirring, forces that would soon test the limits of this fledgling galactic alliance and pushed Zara to the very brink of her newfound powers. The stage was set for a cosmic drama that would reshape the very fabric of the universe. Cosmic convergence. The Aetherian capital pulsed with an energy unlike anything it had experienced in millennia. Beings from 100 different worlds mingled in its bioluminescent streets, their diverse forms a testament to the vastness of life in the universe. At the heart of this unprecedented gathering stood Zara Novak, the human-turned cosmic conduit, her transformed body shimmering with starlight. "The galactic conclave is about to begin," Lysandra said, her towering form beside Zara as they overlooked the grand assembly hall. "Are you ready?" Zara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of countless civilizations' hopes resting on her shoulders. "As ready as I'll ever be," she replied, her voice resonating with newfound power. As they entered the hall, a hush fell over the assembled delegates. Species of all shapes and sizes, some gaseous, some crystalline, some defying description altogether, turned their attention to Zara. She could feel their curiosity, their hope, and their fear through the stellar nexus that now connected her to the cosmic consciousness. Elder Thorn's voice boomed across the chamber. "Esteemed delegates of the galaxy, we gather here today to address a crisis that threatens not just one world, but the very fabric of life itself. Commander Zara Novak, once human, now a bridge between worlds, will guide us." Zara stepped forward, her every movement leaving trails of cosmic energy. "Friends, allies, fellow sentients," she began, her words simultaneously translated into 1,000 languages through the nexus. "We stand at a crossroads. Across the stars, civilizations face extinction, planets die, and the light of consciousness flickers. But together, we can forge a new path." As Zara spoke, holographic displays materialized around the hall, showing the dire situations faced by various worlds. A planet of silicon-based life forms, their crystalline bodies cracking under the strain of a dying sun. A gaseous species whose home atmosphere was slowly dissipating into space. The Aetherians' own struggle with genetic stagnation. Through the stellar nexus, Zara continued, "We can share knowledge, resources, and even the very essence of life itself. We can rewrite the laws of evolution, terraforming worlds and bodies to survive in harmony with the cosmos." The hall erupted in a cacophony of excitement and debate. Ideas flew back and forth, technologies were proposed and refined in real time through the nexus. Zara stood at the center, her unique ability to channel and interpret the cosmic data stream, making her the linchpin of this galactic think tank. But as the conclave progressed, a shadow loomed. Elder Zorax and his faction of isolationist Aetherians watched from the fringes, their disapproval palpable. "This is madness." Zorax's voice cut through the excitement. "You would have us dilute our essence, mingle our sacred genetics with lesser beings. We should be protecting our world, not opening it to cosmic ruin." The hall fell silent, the energy shifting as tension filled the air. Zara felt the delicate balance she had worked so hard to achieve teetering on the brink. "Elder Zorax," she said, her voice calm but carrying an undercurrent of cosmic power. "I understand your fear. Change is never easy. But isolation is not the answer. Look around you, see the beauty in our differences, the strength in our unity." As she spoke, Zara tapped into the full power of the stellar nexus. The hall transformed, the very air shimmering with visions of possible futures. Delegates gasped as they saw their worlds not just surviving, but thriving. New species emerged, born from the genetic collaboration of 1,000 races. Dead planets bloomed with life, and the darkness between stars was lit by the glow of expanding civilizations. "This is our potential," Zara said, her eyes blazing with the fire of 1,000 suns. "Not the end of who we are, but the beginning of who we can become." The impact was immediate. Even some of Zorax's supporters began to waver, moved by the cosmic vision. But the elder himself remained unmoved, his form crackling with barely contained energy. "Pretty illusions," he snarled. "You would lead us to ruin with these fantasies. I will not stand by and watch our legacy be destroyed." With a gesture, Zorax activated a hidden device. The stellar nexus wavered, and Zara felt a searing pain course through her body. She stumbled, the cosmic energy that had become part of her essence suddenly chaotic and uncontrollable. "What have you done?" Elder Thorn roared, but it was too late. The device Zorax had activated was destabilizing the very forces that allowed interstellar communication and travel. Across the galaxy, worlds suddenly found themselves cut off, plunged into isolation. As chaos erupted in the hall, Zara fought to maintain her connection to the Nexus. Through the pain, she could feel the panic and confusion of countless beings across the stars. The fledgling Galactic Alliance was falling apart before it had truly begun. But in that moment of crisis, Zara discovered a wellspring of strength she didn't know she possessed. Drawing upon every ounce of her human determination and her Aetherian cosmic attunement, she reached out through the fragmenting Nexus. "Everyone, focus on me," she called out, her voice carrying across light years. "Lend me your strength, your uniqueness, your very essence." Across the galaxy, beings of all kinds heard her call. Those in the hall reached out, physically touching Zara, while distant civilizations focused their technologies and mental energies on her signal. Zara became a conduit not just for knowledge, but for the combined will of 1,000,000 worlds. The power that surged through her was beyond anything she had ever experienced. Her body glowed like a newborn star, the fabric of space-time rippling around her. With a cry that echoed across the cosmos, Zara released the pent-up energy. A shockwave of pure creation spread out from her, engulfing Zorax and his device. But instead of destruction, it brought transformation. The isolationists found their consciousness expanded, connected to the very beings they had feared. Zorax himself fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the sudden influx of universal understanding. As the energy wave spread further, it stabilized the Nexus, healing the rifts that had begun to form. Across the galaxy, worlds that had been plunged into darkness found themselves reconnected, their bonds stronger than ever. When the cosmic storm subsided, Zara stood at the center of the hall, forever changed. Her form now seemed to flicker between human, Aetherian, and something altogether new, a true embodiment of unity in diversity. "It is done," she said, her voice carrying the wisdom of 1,000,000 civilizations. "The path forward is clear. Together, we will face the challenges of the cosmos. Together, we will evolve, adapt, and thrive." As the delegates cheered, Zara knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was entering a new age of cooperation and discovery, and she, once a simple human explorer, now stood as the guardian of this new cosmic order. But even as celebrations erupted across the stars, Zara felt a subtle shift in the cosmic energies. Something ancient and powerful had taken notice of their galactic alliance. Whether it would prove to be a force of creation or destruction remained to be seen. The next chapter of the cosmic saga was about to unfold, and Zara Novak, cosmic conduit and bridge between worlds, would be at its heart. Echoes of eternity. The galactic celebration following the cosmic convergence had barely begun when Zara Novak felt it, a ripple in the fabric of reality so profound it made her newfound cosmic senses real. She stood atop the highest spire of the Aetherian capital, her form shimmering between human, Aetherian, and pure energy as she gazed into the star-studded sky. "Something's coming," she whispered, her voice carrying to Lysandra and Elder Thorn beside her. As if in response to her words, the very stars seemed to flicker. A hush fell over the city below as beings from 1,000 worlds sensed the change. Through the stellar nexus, Zara felt waves of confusion and fear rippling across the galaxy. Suddenly, the sky split open. A rift in space-time yawned wide, dwarfing even the massive Aetherian structures. From within emerged a being of such scale and complexity that Zara's mind struggled to comprehend it. "I am Omega," a voice boomed, not through sound, but directly into the consciousness of every sentient being in the galaxy. "The last of the cosmic architects, shapers of universes. Your convergence has awakened me from eons of slumber." Zara stepped forward, her cosmic power flaring as she addressed the entity. "Great Omega, we welcome you. What is the purpose of your awakening? The cosmic being's form shifted, patterns of entire galaxies swirling within its unfathomable body. Purpose? Young one, you dabble in forces beyond your comprehension. Your convergence has destabilized the cosmic balance. The universe itself may unravel. Fear gripped Zara's heart, but she stood her ground. We sought only to survive, to thrive together. Surely there must be a way to maintain the balance. Omega's attention focused on Zara, and she felt the weight of eons pressing down on her. You, bridge between worlds, are an anomaly. A fulcrum upon which the fate of this reality now teeters. You have a choice to make. With a gesture, Omega conjured visions of two possible futures. In one, Zara saw the galaxy thriving, countless civilizations evolving together, reaching heights of technology and consciousness previously unimaginable. In the other, she witnessed the heat death of the universe, accelerated by the cosmic forces they had unleashed, all of creation fading to eternal darkness. To preserve the cosmic order, Omega intoned, your convergence must be undone. All that you have achieved, all the bonds forged between worlds, must be severed. Or you can choose to maintain your new cosmic society and risk the very fabric of reality unraveling. The weight of this impossible choice crashed down on Zara. How could she undo all the good they had achieved? But how could she risk the entire universe for the sake of their alliance? As she grappled with the decision, Zara felt a surge of support through the Nexus. Countless beings across the galaxy, sensing her dilemma, reached out with their thoughts and energies. In that moment, she understood that she wasn't alone in this choice. She was merely the conduit for the will of a united galaxy. Drawing upon the combined strength and wisdom of a million worlds, Zara faced Omega. Her form solidified, becoming something new. Not human, not Aetherian, but a true child of the cosmos. Great Omega, she said, her voice resonating with the power of countless civilizations, we reject the choice you offer. We will neither undo our progress nor accept the destruction of all we know. Instead, we propose a third path. Omega's form pulsed with curiosity and a hint of surprise. Speak, child of convergence. What is this third path you envision? Zara spread her arms wide, channeling the full power of the stellar nexus. Around her, the very fabric of space-time began to shift and reform. We will become the new cosmic architects, she declared. Not destroyers or mere inhabitants of this universe, but active participants in its evolution and maintenance. As she spoke, the combined knowledge and creativity of the Galactic Alliance flowed through her. New laws of physics were postulated and implemented in real time. The structure of reality itself began to adapt, accommodating the newfound cosmic harmony of countless united species. Impossible, Omega murmured, but there was a note of wonder in its cosmic voice. Nothing is impossible when we stand united, Zara replied, her body now a swirling vortex of cosmic energy. We will not just preserve the balance, we will enhance it. Our diversity, our unity, our love for life itself, these will become the new pillars upon which this universe spans. All across the galaxy, beings of every shape and size contributed to this restructuring of reality. Planets became cosmic tuning forks, stabilizing the fabric of space-time. Black holes were transformed into cosmic recyclers, renewing the energy of dying stars. The stellar nexus evolved into a living, galactic nervous system, allowing instant communication and energy transfer across vast distances. Omega watched in astonishment as the universe reshaped itself around this new cosmic paradigm. For the first time in eons, the ancient being felt something akin to hope. You have done the impossible, Omega said, its form beginning to dissipate. Perhaps it is time for the old gods to step aside. The cosmos is in your hands now, children of convergence. Shape it wisely. As Omega faded from existence, its cosmic power diffused throughout the galaxy, further stabilizing the new universal order. Zara felt the last of the ancient being's knowledge flow into the Nexus, a final gift to the new stewards of creation. When the cosmic dust settled, Zara found herself back on the Aetherian spire, surrounded by representatives from across the galaxy. But everything had changed. The air itself seemed alive with possibility, the stars shone with renewed vigor, and every being present could feel their connection to the living universe. "What now?" Lysandra asked, her voice filled with awe and a hint of trepidation. Zara smiled, her eyes reflecting the birth of new stars in distant nebulae. "Now we begin our real work. We have been given a gift beyond imagination, the power to shape reality itself. But with that power comes great responsibility." As she spoke, Zara could sense new challenges and adventures looming on the cosmic horizon. Parallel universes to explore, higher dimensions to comprehend, and the very nature of existence to unravel and reforge. "Our journey is just beginning," she said, her voice carrying to every corner of the galaxy. "Together we will write the next chapter of cosmic history. We are no longer merely survivors or explorers. We are the cosmic convergence, the shapers of destiny, the guardians of creation itself." As cheers erupted across countless worlds, Zara felt a sense of purpose and unity unlike anything she had ever experienced. The former human explorer, now the nexus of a galactic consciousness, gazed out into the infinite expanse of space and time. The future was unwritten, full of endless possibilities, and for the first time in the history of the universe, every sentient being would have a hand in shaping it. The cosmic saga of Zara Novak and the United Galaxy was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. The stars themselves seemed to pulse with anticipation, eager to witness the next incredible chapter in this epic tale of cosmic proportions.